Pretty community of Central Oregon. We are so happy to see you here. And we want to welcome everybody, whether you're watching from here in Central Oregon or you're watching from other places. And we want to welcome you no matter who you are, no matter what the color of your skin is. We welcome our LGBTQ community. We welcome Latino community. We welcome whoever it is that is watching. We are so happy to have you here. I was so gratified this week that I got an email from someone who had put in a prayer request, and I responded, and he said, "Oh, I've just finished binge watching all your videos on YouTube." I thought, wow. I was so excited. So, Ricardo, if you're out there watching, thank you. And so, anyway, we are so happy to have you wherever you are and whoever you are. Thank you for being here. Let's say our mission statement together. We are a vibrant, welcoming, multi-generational community, embodying love and awakening spiritual consciousness. And let's turn it over to Soulshine.
All right, Eric, take
Not
us
enough
through
coffee, apparently. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory, I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory, I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory of God, I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory of God, I am.
I am as God created me.
I am as God created me.
Oh, yeah.
In the light, in the love, in the
I
glory.
am as God created me.
I am as God created me.
Oh,
In the light, in the love, in the glory.
I love.
In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory, I am. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory. In the light, in the love, and the glory, I am.
Stay right there.
In the light.
Start next one.
In the love.
Yeah, stay here.
In the glory of God, I am.
Stay right here. Don't move. Do it.
In the light, in the love, in the glory of God, I
Stay right there. Do that again.
am. In the light, in
God
the love, in the glory of God, I am. In the light,
in the love, in the glory.
in the
light, in the
love,
love,
in the
in the
glory of
Light in the love, in the glory, I Here we are in this room, knowing we are one. Together we will always be messengers of love. Sing with us. Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go in love. Wherever we go, we are one. Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go in love. Yeah, wherever we go, we are one. Now you sing that, everybody. Sing with us. Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go, we can hear you. We are one. Sing out, come on, yeah. Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go in love. Wherever we go, we are one. Where we go, we are one. Wherever we go, we are one. Believe this, know this. Wherever we go, we are one. We are one. Wait, we got to do birthdays. Hello, I can do birthdays. Excited. Zato, everybody's October birthdays. This is for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to your October birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, October birthdays. That works this month. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Good morning, Unity. It is so exciting to be here. Chef Al couldn't make it, so he sent Chef Scooby in his place to welcome you this morning, this gorgeous morning. I am respecting the mask mandate. Okay. Well, anyway, so we have some really amazing celebrations. I'm going to go right for it. Jane's younger daughter, Holly, is pregnant and due in March, maybe right around my birthday. Cool. A long-awaited answer to prayer. Isn't that the most sacred thing ever? Heather Church is celebrating a senior photo session for her daughter. Congratulations to all those kids out there in school and just doing what they can to have the most normal life in the midst of all this. Our beloved Claire and Kevin, who I miss so much, they are celebrating 3 weeks on the road in their RV, discovering amazing places in Idaho, Wyoming, and South Dakota. They're very thankful for the Unity family for always reminding them that Spirit is always leading them to the exact place they're supposed to be, and the courage to say yes, capital Y-E-S. Ron Kurtz is celebrating a beautiful October thus far, celebrating health, breath, home, and hope. I'm going to say that again. Health, breath, home, and hope. How beautiful. Christy Singara is celebrating true friendships and great family. And our wonderful, wonderful Victor has taken some time off, and he is celebrating camping with friends. Go forth and make some amazing celebrations this week on this gorgeous, gorgeous fall time. Over to you, guys.
Oh, thank you, Donna. It's fun to have you here. Your mask reminds me of my grandson's mask. He realized he can have his costumes double as his mask, so he's walking around with his Spider-Man mask on top of his head. Covers all the bases. So maybe I should get him in to do celebrations one of these days. So we're going to move into prayer, and I want to remind you to fill out your prayer claims. This is so important to do. It's right there on the screen. You just click on more if you're on Facebook, or go to our website and discover prayer and click on the prayer claim. It's so important that we hold our intentions together. My celebration about my daughter, I've been holding that in prayer for a long time, and I know that you've been praying with me, and now that has come to pass after, they were wanting for a very long time to get pregnant, and it's happened. So prayer really works. So if there's something in your life that you really, really want to claim, then fill out the prayer claim form. It's your way of saying, I mean it. I really have the intention of creating this. So let's go into prayer now. Today is all about separation as an illusion. And right here in our own town, we had an incident yesterday of conflict. And I know those incidents are happening all over our world. And so we claim peace. We claim that people stop seeing one another as separate and begin to see the truth that we are all one. That we all have the same pains, that we all have the same longings, that we all emanate from the same source. And for all those who are dealing with issues of health, we see vitality. We claim the power to restore vitality, fertility, whatever it is that is requested. We claim the power as a community to hold that knowing that we are all whole and vibrant always in our essence. And as we focus on that, we pull it into form. We claim that for everyone who is struggling to believe that, to manifest that in their bodies right now. And for those who feel lonely and lost, excluded, insignificant, and despairing, we claim that there is one heart, one heartbeat for our whole cosmos, and no one is outside of it. And that heart is powerful. Love emanates. It is the source of love. And no matter what is going on in this outside world, this heart is the truth of us. And we claim that each one knows that now. We hold our president in prayer as he deals with COVID and as he deals with all the responsibilities that are his, that he be imbued with the grace, with health, with inspiration to lead in a presidential way, that he find in him the ability to bring our country together. We deny what has been and what we fear may be, and we claim that in this moment, for all people, the divine is vibrating and luminous and ready to express in fullness. And for those who have died or are on the edge of death, and for those who surround them, we claim a knowing that there is no separation, that life is never destroyed. It changes form like water and ice, but we continue to flow even when we are not in solid form. And love can never be destroyed. And so we claim for those who are grieving that they feel the presence of love beyond the grave, all times and in all ways. Let's take that now into song.
Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am. Breathe in. Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am. I
Let's say together, love is our ultimate reality, everywhere present and whole. It radiates abundantly and continually creates good in my life and in the world. As we gratefully acknowledge the presence and power of love now, we see the people and circumstances we hold in prayer healed and illumined by love, and so it is.
Love is but a song we sing, fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing and you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, we will surely pass. When the one that left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Whoa. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now.
If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. Listen, you hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command.
Oh,
Come on, people now,
smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now.
Right now. One who doesn't like the weather, one who cannot stand the heat, one who doesn't know what to do.
Whoa! Oh, I love that song. We have been rocking out to that song since the 60s, and we still have not come together. It says right now. Did you get that part? We hold the key to love and hate right in our trembling hands. The key to love and hate is in our consciousness. It's in our consciousness. Unity teaches there are 5 principles, and the first one is the only thing that exists is God, the divine, the all, the mystery, whatever you call it, love. That's all there is. There is not a two. There's just the one. That is all that is truth. The second principle is we're that. It follows logically. If there's only one, how can we be something else? We are that. The third principle is as creator, which is all that is, we create. Consciousness creates. So our consciousness is creating the world that we see. And when we look out, we are seeing a world that is terribly divided. We are seeing a world that is immersed in fear. Yes, we're looking at the violence, but every time that you see anger, if you burrow down under what is the anger about, there is fear that is at the bottom of that. Anger is just an expression. You've heard of fight or flight. Anger is what the fight looks like. So people are afraid. And why are they afraid? They are afraid because they have we have all bought into the idea that we are separate from the one. And if we are separate from the one, we are separate from each other. But that is not truth. Truth is that we can never be separate. Truth is that we are all one. There is a saying that there is no right side. Even if you feel like you are on the side of the light, it's a side. There are no sides in the one. God is a circle whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. That is truth. We are all part of that truth. So when we look out and we see the things that upset us, we see the violence, we see the uncivility, we see the bullying, all of those things that we see that distress us. When we see those, it is incumbent upon us to question our consciousness, not to look out there. We all want to say, look at that behavior. That's terrible. That should not be happening. And no, it shouldn't. But we can't do anything about it out there. That's like yelling at the piece of paper and saying, look at those mistakes on that paper. We can only fix it in the computer. We have to go into the program and change what we typed in before we can change it in the printout. So as we look at our world and we see the things that distress us, we have to look inside of ourselves. We have to ask ourselves, where have I failed to listen to someone else? Where have I been selfish? Where have I been rude? Where have I thought that what I believed was so much more important than what somebody else believed? And I think we can all find answers to that because we're human and that's what we do. But we've done too much of it. We have not taken the words of that song seriously. We have forgotten how to smile on our brothers and sisters. We have forgotten how to care for them. We have been too self-absorbed. And if we are in a state of pain, someone said to me the other day, if the pain is too much, it means that we're not doing enough. And I don't mean our busy to-do lists. I mean we are not reaching out to others. Yesterday, we had a food drive for Anna Thedford, one of our members, volunteered to collect food for the Giving Plate. Ben Food Project is an organization that gathers from around the city and brings the food to the Giving Plate, which has a tremendous shortage of food right now for those who need food. So hopefully next month, when the call goes out for the food, more of us will come together and buy groceries and bring them. So watch for that. That's something that we can do. You can sign up for YouCount and find out who's going through what that needs some help in our community. There's always something that we can do for others. And that's important to take that action. But the first thing is to change our consciousness. So I have a story, actually more than one story, about separation. And I want to use it to illustrate how easy it is to fall into this trap. So I shared my excitement that my daughter is pregnant, but the dark side of that is that that same daughter has declared her sister, you know, she's not going to have anything to do with her. She has shut the door. She will no longer be a part of her life. That is a declaration she has made, which for a long time has been tremendously grieving to me because it shatters our little family. We can't get together for celebrations because she won't let her sister be there. It's very, very painful. But what I realized is that I am allowing the story that she's telling herself, that her sister is a cause of her problems and that her life is better without her sister in it. I am allowing that story to have validity for me. And I don't have to do that because I am the creator of my experience. I can tell myself a different story. Can I change the fact that, no, this Thanksgiving, I'm not going to be able to invite them both? No, I can't change that right now. But I can still change what I'm telling myself. I have that power. I can tell myself, and I am telling myself now, that this is a passing phase. Even though she says, nevermore, she's 34. I never even started therapy till I was 37. And I had 2 kids by then. She hasn't had her first child. I know from experience that a child changes your life. And so I am affirming that there is tremendous room in the field of possibility for something to change. I am affirming that there is a love and a connection between them that cannot be disintegrated by this declaration. And I started asking myself, excuse me, I started asking myself, where is that happening in my consciousness? Where am I doing the same thing. Well, sure enough, I could remember, excuse me, I need a drink. I hate having to clear my throat in the time of COVID. It's like, you can't just have the need to clear your throat without thinking, oh my God, I've got COVID, which I don't. But anyway, I started thinking about my own consciousness and where has that happened? And I remembered, and I would like to say I was like 9 or 10 when this happened, but I wasn't. I was like 15 or 16. And I drew an invisible line through the bedroom that I shared with my younger sister. And I told her, you may not cross over that invisible line. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? But at the time, I was very serious. It was like, this is my half of the room, and that is your half of the room, and you may not get your cooties over here. And I was serious, but I was immature. And as time went on, that sister, who I had no use for when I was that age, became my dearest friend. We shared so much together, and I loved her deeply. So it's not a permanent thing, it's just a thing that is passing. With my older daughter, there was a time when she was off being 20-something, and she wasn't really communicating with me. And I started telling myself and telling others how disconnected we were. But by then, I was a little bit more conscious, and I said, that's not really a story I want to keep affirming. So instead of doing that, I just started picturing her from when she was a little baby. And I had one of those harnesses that kept her close to my chest, and I just remembered how sweet that was and how we'd walk down the street together, and I'd be pointing out the trees and the flowers and just the sweetness of that mama-baby connection. And I just kept holding that and affirming this is a connection that cannot be destroyed. This is an eternal connection. And do you know, a few months later, when she came home for Christmas, she gave me a gift. I don't remember what it was, but it was something that she had to be so tuned into me to come up with the idea for this gift. And then I got thinking, you know, every gift she's ever given me has been a gift like that. So who was the one that was disconnected? It was a very humbling experience for me, and it taught me a lot about the power of consciousness. And the movie that we see out there is a projection of what's in here, and this is the place we have power to change. Another way that we separate ourselves is with sickness. The ego wants us to feel like everything is hard. The ego has great investment in us being victims. But we are not. That's not who we are. We are powerful creators. And so when illness comes to visit, we have a choice about how we hold that. I heard a story this week, and Mary Farrelly told me that I could share it. She and her husband, Fred, have been dealing with some serious illness. In his case, he had pancreatic cancer, and it was considered late stage, and they told him he just had a few months to live. And they were offering chemotherapy, but it was really more palliative. They didn't expect a cure. And Mary and Fred had been doing a lot of energy work for healing and doing some other protocols around, healthy food, I'm sure. I don't know all the protocols that they were doing, and they were reluctant to do the chemotherapy, but for a variety of reasons, they decided to do it. But they did something really interesting. They decided to alchemize what was in the bag that was going into Fred's system. Now, we've all heard of alchemy. In classic sense, it's changing lead into gold. But what it really means is we're changing, and we do it in consciousness. We change one substance into something else. And what is substance? It's the manifestation of possibility. It's the particle on a whole wave of possibilities. In their consciousness, they held the idea that what was going into the bag was life-giving, and that it was going to every cell in his body. So the result of that, instead of losing his appetite, as many people do on chemo, he was eating like a horse. And when they took his vitals, he had the vitals of a 21-year-old. For those who don't know him, Fred is probably in his 70s, I'm guessing, 60s, 70s, somewhere's there. So that conscious intention, that refusal to be a victim, allowed a miracle of healing. Now, healing doesn't always look like the sickness goes away. Healing happens in consciousness. Sometimes bodies are ready to let go. We live forever, but our bodies don't. So I would never want you to take this and hear it as, if your body doesn't get better, you failed. What I'm inviting you to do is focus on your consciousness rather than the circumstances that are out there. Do not let your circumstances be the boss of you. These are printouts of your own consciousness and printouts of the collective consciousness. And you do not have control over the collective consciousness. You have influence. But your own consciousness, you have strong control over that because you are a creator. There is a story in the Bible where after Moses leads the people out of the promised land, he takes them and they're wandering in the desert. They get the 10 Commandments, all of this. It takes a very long time to get from the condition of slavery in consciousness to the condition of freedom. So Moses dies, and his successor, his handpicked successor, is Joshua. Now, Joshua and Yeshua, which is what Jesus' Hebrew name is, those are all from the same roots as Jehovah. So those names in the Bible mean higher consciousness. So higher consciousness is what is able to lead the people from the desert into the promised land. And there's a story in the Bible about how the people circle the city of Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. Now, first of all, you have to understand that this is not historically accurate. This is a folk tale, and the purpose of the folk tale was to justify taking over Canaan as a military thing. So later on, they go back and they tell the story to justify it. And the takeover, incidentally, was not this complete slaughter that is described. They lived side by side with the Canaanites for a very long time, and they intermarried. But they wanted to tell the story of their military prowess, and they wanted to tell the story that God was behind it, that they were God's chosen people. So whether or not you agree with that doesn't matter. It's their story, and that was the point of it. So I'm not saying that this story is an accurate historical fact, but the folktale and the purpose of it is in the realm of myth that has deep meaning. So when you listen to the story, this is what happens. The enemy is on the other side of the walls, and they are asked to process around the walls in silence for 7 days, which means the fullness of time, the number 7. And they are to go carrying the Ark of the Covenant, which was their symbol of the place where God dwells. So in silence, they are processing with the place that God dwells, led by higher consciousness. And when they do this, there comes a moment where they take action. They blow the trumpets, and when they do, the walls crumble. What does that mean? The walls are the walls of our belief, the walls of our beliefs and stories that separate us and create enemies on the other side. Those walls can crumble. And we all have had that experience of having beliefs that have crumbled. When I was a little kid, my mother died when I was young, and I had the belief that God took her because He needed her in heaven more than I needed her. That was a belief that I had. I don't believe that anymore. That belief has crumbled. When I was a kid, there was segregation all over the country. Now, we know because of Black Lives Matter really making it so much more public in our consciousness that there is still tremendous injustice for Black people and all people of color. But the blatant segregation of you can't use this entrance, you can't sit in this seat, that part has crumbled. It's not enough, and it still is something. It's an illustration of a belief that has crumbled. Think about in your own life, what did you used to believe that you no longer believe is true? You didn't necessarily have to fight for that. You just had an expanded consciousness, and you no longer believe that. When I was a kid, I believed in hell. I believed in purgatory. I believed that if I didn't get my butt to confession and say all my sins, that I was going to have to burn. I believed that. And it was a driving force in my behavior because I didn't want to have to burn. I don't believe that anymore. I know now that that is, somebody made that up, and at best, it's a metaphor for a state of torment, because when our actions are not in line with our integrity, we're in torment. And it doesn't happen in an afterlife, it happens here and now. So those walls of belief have crumbled for me. And I know that you have walls of belief that have crumbled for you. And so the walls that separate us now from perceived enemies, we need to crumble those walls. We need to be able to reach out to those who we perceive as other in love and kindness. We need to take action to heal our world. We can't sit idly by. But we have to do it from a place of oneness. If we do it from a place of fear, from a place of, all right, I'm going to put an end to this, that doesn't work. We can only do it from love. Love is what heals. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. We have to do it in love. And when we do, when we go into the silence and we know our oneness, from that love, that consciousness, we will crumble the walls of separation, and we will be one people, one planet, one love. Namaste.
Everybody. You may talk about the man of Gideon, you may brag about the man of Saul, but they're none like good old Joshua at the battle of Jericho. Hallelujah. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. 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 Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Hallelujah. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. 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 Oh, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Up to the walls of Jericho, with sword drawn in his hand. Go blow them horns, cried Joshua, the battle is in my hand.
Oh, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Lord have mercy, now Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Oh, my love, 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 love. Oh, it is love, 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 love. Yeah. Now the ram's horns began to blow, the trumpets began to sound. Oh, Josh shouted glory, and the walls came a-tumbling down. Everybody, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Hey, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls come a-tumbling down. Hallelujah. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls came a-tumbling down. Yeah, the walls came a-crumbling down.
Tumbling down,
Crumbling, crumbling down.
crumbling, tumbling down.
All right. Way to go, Soulshine, getting your inner Mahalia Jackson on. That was awesome. Oh, so we've got a few opportunities for you, and I hope you will take advantage of them. Tonight, we have Donna Wolf from our Health and Wellness Ministry is going to be doing some energy techniques with us. That's at 6:30 to 7:30. Just sign up on the calendar, go to our website, and you can sign up there. We also have some new classes starting this Wednesday. Reverend Beth Welton Miller is going to be doing Wake Up and Show Up. And this is really important. It doesn't happen accidentally. Awakening is a process, and we have to take action to make it happen. So this is going to be something where she's helping you to ground in your body and the whole consciousness that you have and what life as it happens, how that's affecting you and how you can change it from within. It's going to be a really great class, and if you're available at 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, it's a 6 weeks class. Please sign up for that on the website. And then the following Monday, we start a 6-week class with Reverend Dick Wolgamott, who is our speaker next week, by the way, so you'll get to see him again. But he's going to be doing an overview of Christian scriptures, and that's, really and truly, if all you have had in your background is old-time religion Bible classes, I encourage you to take this because it just breathes life into it in a new way. And it gives you an opportunity to explore something that is a very powerful, powerful book. And be part of the solution in lifting your consciousness around it and not being weighed down by literal translations of it and interpretations. Looking ahead, be sure to mark your calendar for October 25th. There's a woman from North Carolina, Dr. Barnsley Brown, who actually, she was in a couple of my classes, and that's how I met her. And she's a professional speaker. She's on the ministry path for Unity, but she's pretty awesome, and she's going to be the speaker that day and then do a workshop afterwards on discovering your purpose. So we have our Zoom lobby after the service. Last week I got texts from a number of people saying that, I'm on there, but nobody's on there. And I don't know how so many people could be on there, but not on there at the same time. So you do know?
Yes, they are now forcing the waiting room. You can't disable it anymore. So somebody has to be in there to admit participants when they come in. Otherwise, they're just going to be sitting in the waiting room, waiting to be. As far as they can see, there's nobody there. You have to be admitted in.
Well, Jeff, I know you're watching, and I know you're watching on my computer. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to press admit. So we will get this straightened out.
There is an admit all button, but then if anybody else comes in after, then it's probably just easiest to do it individually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. Thank you. Not just a pretty voice, Eric. Okay. So time now to, and the password is Unity. Remember that. You'll also need that information. So this is our time of giving. So give yourself a moment to just hold in your consciousness what this community means to you. And not just what it means to you personally, but what we mean to the greater community. Think about the gift of embodying love and awakening spiritual consciousness that we offer to a widespread community in ever-growing ways that we are offering it. And ask yourself, do I want to be part of that? Is that the contagion that I want to spread in this world? Love and awakening. And if you want to be part of that, then it starts with your money. So text your donation now, or write a check, or click on the link and do it with your credit card, however you want to do it. But give to this. Give to a wave of love and awakening spreading out from here. Because that's what our world needs more of. We need to come together. We need to crumble the walls of separation. And we can do it because we are blessed. Let's affirm that together. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so
We are so blessed in this community. We are so blessed with the music of Soulshine. We are so blessed with Mita, who is translating for our deaf community. We're so blessed with Nico, who's handling all the technology. We are blessed with Kalinda, who's holding space. We are blessed with so many of you who are doing things like I came by to drop off food yesterday, and there was Pamela watering flowers. There was Anna collecting food. So many of you are doing your parts. All the people in the health and wellness ministry who have been working so hard to create avenues, those who are teaching the classes. We are so blessed. We are so blessed with your offerings. Let's affirm this together. From the love of pure spirit within us, we bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in the world and return to us multiplied abundantly. And so it is. And let's end with the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Because I am. Let's affirm that in song.
The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Because I am. I am everyday people. I am everyday people.
Different strokes for different folks. So on and so on and Scooby-Doo.